how's everybody doing? We've got a fun little lesson today. I wanted to show you this drawing. This is our example that we're working from. We're going to make a sort of sun-moon little drawing here, and you can see the moon's sleeping, the sun's got its eye open. Should be really fun because they share one face, but it's kind of two in one at the same time. And there's a lot of opportunities for fun patterns and ways to color. So the main thing I'm going to show you is how to draw, and I'll do some examples of the patterns real quick. But I want you to be able to draw this and color it and pattern it any way you want to. You don't have to do it the way I do it in this one or the one that you're about to see. Either one's fine. So, or your own way is fine too. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to need, you'll probably have to pause the video for this. Go get a bowl or something circular like this so that you can draw a nice smooth circle without having to try over and over to get the edges straight. This will just help us get started. So you just trace around, and you've all done this before in my art classes, I'm sure. Alright, on to the next part. So, we're going to draw the division between the sun and the moon. The very first thing we want to do is kind of figure out where the center of the circle is. I'm going to put a little dot, not too hard, because this is going to get erased. But this little dot here, I'll make it dark just so you can see it on the camera. That's the center, okay? So we're going to start way up here and make a curved line that's a hook shape. Let me show you this before we draw it. If you'd like to practice on another piece of paper, that might help you. A hook shape like that, okay? And the center of the circle is right there, so it's going to go around that dot that you made. So let's go back to the main drawing. Start right up here and make that hook shape right there. Alright, now I'm going to erase that dot because I don't need it anymore. And let's start working on the mouth. So let's keep this simple by, again, making a dot that's in the middle of the circle. Okay, so this dot is going to be the middle of the mouth, and I'm going to use it to help me figure out where the mouth should go. So first things first, right above that line, I want to draw a curve like this. And then below it, I'm going to add a much bigger curve that traces the shape of the bottom lip like this. And let's try to make that even. Alright, next we're going to go through the middle of the lips and draw another curve just like the one on top, but a little bit smaller. So at this point you have three curved lines, one on top, one in the middle, and one on the bottom. The one on the bottom is the biggest. Alright, next we are going to choose a spot that's maybe a little bit above the middle here, right about here, and we're going to draw another curved line that goes like this, meets up with that dot on both sides. Then we'll do the same thing from this curve all the way to that spot, and we've almost got our entire mouth here. You can just add a couple little lines on the edges to show where it meets the cheeks, but that's the mouth. Good work. So next we're going to connect the mouth with the moon. So the moon, this is the bottom of its nose, and it goes all the way down to here with a nice curved line. You can just go straight through the lips, just like that. Alright, you know what? I'm going to make this a little bit more curved at the bottom just to get it to be a proper moon shape. Okay, good. Next, we're going to draw the eyes. Okay, so the eyes are a fairly simple shape. These are kind of cartoony eyes, but if you'd like to practice on another piece of paper real quick, we can do that. First, you're going to want to make a big curve like this, and then you can add a little curved line onto the end. This is just where the eyes meet the inner corner and the outer corner. And then on the underside, make another curved line up like that. Good. Next, you want to start at the very top, come all the way down to the bottom line, and make a nice big pupil. Now this pupil is going to go all the way up to the top as well. If you make it too small, the eye is going to look very surprised. Let me show you what that looks like. So if we had gone like this, made a very small iris and a very small pupil, you can see how surprised that eye looks. So if you'd like the eye to look surprised, you're welcome to do that. If you want it to look a little bit more relaxed, then draw it very big. Okay, and then the original drawing we're working from has eyelashes. It has also another line that comes up here, goes behind the eyelid, and curves down like this. So you can draw that line as well if you want to add a little extra detail. So let's go ahead and put this onto our drawing. So we're going to start right over here and make that curved line that we talked about, and add the little ends that curve out just a little bit. The bottom curved line, and then add the iris starting from the top and going all the way down with just a curved line, and then a big curved line here, or you could make it a circle that touches the top lid if you'd like to do that. Then we'll add that little extra line that just helps to make it look like the eyelid is up there. And there we go, there's your eye. Okay, next we're going to draw the moon's eye. We want to make sure that it's right across from this eye. So what we can do is use a pencil and go right across the page, parallel to the top, and you can tell, okay, your eye needs to be somewhere over here. You can make a little dot just to tell the general area of the eye. Now the moon, the fun thing about it is that it's a sleeping eye, so it's much easier to draw. We're just going to do a curved line that goes from here to here, and it curves down like this. Alright, now we've got those eyelashes that we drew. Actually, we haven't drawn them yet, but we're going to draw them over here. You don't have to add these eyelashes, this is just for fun. But the nice thing about the eyelashes is that if you do them over here, you can also do them over here, and it makes things line up because both the eyes have eyelashes. Okay, I think we're ready to start coloring. So there's a couple of things to take note of. Markers are great for coloring this project. I just want you to be careful if you use markers to color the whole side of the moon. The blue magic markers can get a little bit dark, and you won't be able to see quite as much of the face of the moon. But a dark blue magic marker could be really good for outlining it. So I'm going to go along all the lines that outline the moon and just put blue around the edge, except for the mouth, at least not inside the mouth. I'm going to go this way around the mouth. Okay, next we're going to do this whole circle. So take it one piece at a time, draw a little bit, lift your marker up, put it back down where it's comfortable, draw a little bit, and just take it in turns. If it's easiest for you to draw, say, this way, then just pick your paper up and turn the paper instead of trying to draw the whole circle at once without making any mistakes. It's very difficult that way. Circles are hard, especially when they're really big. Just going to keep outlining this circle. There we go. Alright, next we're going to outline the eye and all the eyelashes. Okay, next I would like to do an extra little line down here. First I'm going to make this line thicker below the mouth because I missed some spots. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a wrinkle line below its mouth just to bring out some character. And I think I'm going to add craters onto the moon. Craters are where asteroids impact the moon and leave little holes with a rim around them. So the craters can look really nice along the edge, and this can also be done with your blue magic marker. If you just draw a little bump along the outline that you drew earlier, and then outline that bump, it looks like a crater. So you can do them according to a pattern, or you can make them more random, like the real craters are on the moon. It's up to you. I'm going to add one up here. And let's put a couple along here as well. You can change the size too. They can be small or they can be big. Alright, let's do one more right here. Alright, good. Next, we're going to do the sun. Now the sun we're going to do in a complementary color. When I say complementary, I mean that the colors are opposites. Okay, so we've got, well, initially I was thinking orange, but I might do red. And red is the opposite of certain kinds of blue. So they are kind of like warm and cool colors. Complete opposites. So let's outline every part that is the sun in red. Now you can even go along the parts that you colored blue and do the other side red, just to show the division between sun and moon. Okay, good. Next we'll outline the eye with, we might do a little orange for that. Just because if we outline the eye in red, it might look like it's been punched in the face or something. Alright, good. Let's make the iris red though. And to cap things off, we will make the center of the eye black, and we can add a little area in the eye that we're not going to color to make it look shiny. Alright, so there's your eye. You know, you can bring the eye out a little bit if you also trace along the top of it with your black marker. You might even want to do all the lines in black just to get it to stand out a little bit more, because this is one of the fun parts of the drawing. There we go. Good. I'm going to do those bottom eyelashes in black as well. Okay, next part. I'm going to take my yellow and color this side of the face in yellow, but The reason I didn't do this one with blue is because blue gets very dark in Magic Marker. We've already talked about that. Let's start with the yellow. You can see how the yellow takes that black and smears it around. Oh well, nothing we can do about that. Next time we will have to make sure to put the yellow down before the black. Okay, next I'm going to take a little orange and draw the sunny pattern that we saw before. It's just half circles. So I think I'm going to start at the bottom and draw some half circles inside of half circles, like this. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. That side of the whole drawing is done. Next, let's add some dark and light sides to the background. So we're going to divide the background in two, right here and right here. And we can make this side in cool colors and this side in warm colors. I'm going to show you some examples of fun patterns you might want to do. One of them, especially for the sun, is lines that come out from the middle. So you could start these with your pencil just to make sure you get them on track. If you start here at the middle, you want to make one that goes a little bit up, and then one on this side that goes a little bit down. Then you can come down close to the bottom and make one that goes this way. Then you can come up to the top and make one that goes this way. Really what you want to do is pretend that if your lines were arrows, all of them point towards the center of the sun, that little dot that you made earlier. I'm going to add a couple more, just keeping them pointing towards the center of the sun. Good. Next, we can divide these however we want. So we could make, let's say, we wanted to make some of the lines filled with white and orange stripes. We could go over this line in orange and then make white, orange, white, orange, white, orange, white, orange. Whatever pattern you want to do, you can do it. This is just one example. Okay? And then we could fill this section in with, let's say, we wanted to do some red lines. that are wavy, like that. And then follow that up with some yellow lines. And then some orange. And back to red. There's one pattern we could do. There are all other kinds of patterns we could do. We could keep the lines going out from the center and change colors just like we did before, but then in the middle of it add dots of a different color, like orange dots. And if you'd like to, what you could do is after you've added those other colors, you can add black around the dots, and it helps them stand out a little bit. You don't have to do this either, but it's just an idea. You can even add black in between sets of lines. You just want to be careful if you're going to put yellow next to black, because then you get what happened earlier where the yellow streaks the black out and makes it look a little strange. Now you wouldn't have to color this entire section with wavy lines. One thing you could do is, if you feel like this is enough, maybe what we'll do is outline the other side. And fill it in with a different color, like red. Alright, now let's learn some patterns we can use to make the moon background. I think clouds would be really fun with this. So if you take your marker and make some swirly lines and some wavy lines that bump like this, you can combine them into cloud shapes. Let's put a swirl on the end of this line here, and another bumpy line right here. So that's one way you could do the background of the moon. You could also take some different cool colors. You know, you don't even have to use all markers. You could use colored pencils and create some moon rays coming out from it, just like you did with the sun. You could bring them out this far and then make another curved line and fill this one in with a blue pattern. I'm just putting ideas out there. The choices are all yours. If you don't want to do it this way, but you want to do it your own way, you go right ahead and do it your own way. Now those colored pencils are a little bit on the light side, so if you're using markers, you might want to go back over those kinds of lines. It's up to you. Alright, So I'm going to put both of these drawings on the screen for you so that you can pause the video, take a look at them, and imitate the patterns however you'd like to do it. Come up with your own thing, and I'd love to see your drawing when you're done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.